golden rule. Is this working for me or not? Is this adding value to my readings? This is the big one. Is shuffling good? Is cutting good? Is using a significator good? Is using this deck better than using that deck? Should I use 3 cards? Should I use 5 cards? The answer is it working for you? Does it enable you to do a good reading? Is meditating on the card and gazing at the card enough for you to do it? Or would you like to use the book? Or would you like to use 3 different books? Would you like to use 3 different books plus Google and really get some details? Is it working for you? This is the golden rule. This is the answer to every question. How do I shuffle? How do I choose? How do I spread? Is it working for me? Does it add value to my readings? So choosing a deck. Now here we see 3 examples of 2 popular decks and 1 not so popular deck. The middle one, the Visconti Sforza Italian. This deck was created in the late 1400s. It's one of the oldest tarot decks around. You can see that it's quite different from the other 2 cards on the left and right of it. You'll notice that on the Magician's Table are the same tools in both the Rider-Waite deck and the Visconti Sforza deck. But when you get over to the Thoth deck, the card is totally different all of a sudden. You'll notice that each has the number 1, that these 2 cards are called the Magician, while this card is called the Magus. You'll notice here there's an astrological symbol as well as a Hebrew letter, while these 2 cards don't have that. The tarot cards show you different symbols and different pictures. They're going to resonate with you at different levels. How do you choose a deck? You'll choose a deck based on what's going to work best for you. It's good to know a little bit about the history of these decks. For example, this Rider-Waite deck is one of the most commonly used, as evidenced by the fact that most of you are using that right now. It is the traditional go-to for tarot learners because in the occult revival of the late 1800s, early 1900s in Europe, right, the Golden Dawn, an occult group, created tarot cards based on mysticism and this and that occult knowledge, and put all of that knowledge into these cards, and these cards started getting the reputation as the go-to for tarot learners. So these are a really, really good deck of cards. But when you go to other decks, for example, the Visconti Sforza comes with this teeny tiny booklet in 7 languages, in German, Portuguese, Italian, English, and it's got maybe this much in English that's relevant to me. It's totally not enough. It's not enough to make an educated decision on using this deck. So what are you going to study? How are you going to learn the cards is going to be another thing that guides your decision, like a tool. A tool, what was the name of that deck that you're using?
It's called the Sacred India Tarot.
The Sacred India Tarot. And looking at the trumps of the Sacred India Tarot, we can see the entire pantheon of gods represented in, who's that?
It's the Magician, and he is Vishnu.
Vishnu as the Magician. How cool is that? God, that's a good looking card. Now, I love that card, right? I've spent so many years of my life in India that an Indian deck would really resonate with me. I've spent so many years of my life in Japan that a Japanese deck would really resonate with me. The golden rule, which deck is going to resonate with you and why, and how are you going to study that deck?